Hello everyone. Can you see this board?
Yes, sir.
Anything to ask from last class? Last class से कोई doubt? So let us proceed further. So we have discussed so far the lattice, basis, and these two things together make crystal. And the smallest unit of this lattice is unit cell for 10 types or 7 categories, right? So all we need to understand unit cell and basis to study the crystal. The one property that we discussed about the unit cell is this packing fraction, and this can give you some idea of the strength of the crystals, right? Now let us discuss more about properties of crystalline solids. So let us say we want to measure some other quantities. Obviously the atoms are so small, atoms काफी छोटे हैं. The distance between them is extremely small. So it is not like that we take a microscope and look at the position of all the atoms and then do the theory to calculate relevant quantities. ऐसा नहीं है कि आपने माइक्रोस्कोप से इसको देखा, सॉलिड को, ये सारी डिस्टेंस कैलकुलेट करी, and then using equations you can find the results. This approach is extremely difficult. So we have to apply many experimental tricks, many experimental techniques to get relevant data from the crystals. कुछ experiments conduct करने पड़ेंगे according to the requirement. And one such experiment is what happens if we allow light to go through the crystal. Let us say this is the crystal. So this is the lattice of the crystal. If I allow some light from this direction, what kind of behavior do you expect? यदि आप किसी solid crystal material पर light incident करेंगे, do you expect anything? I mean, can light pass through it?
No, sir.
Why doesn't light pass through it? Because you can see there are gaps. Light cannot pass through this atom, light cannot pass through this atom, but there is some gap between them. कुछ तो gap है इनके बीच में, right? But this gap is so small, ये gap इतना कम है that it is less than the wavelength of light. ये light की wavelength से भी कम है. What happen if I use something? I am using some light which has wavelength of the order of this gap. यदि light ऐसी हो जिसका wavelength इस gap के order का हो, then
Sir, diffraction?
yes. So for that light, this solid crystal is now a diffraction grating. इस solid crystal एक grating की तरीके से behave करेगा. Grating means where there is atom, light cannot pass, and between these two gap, light can pass, right? So you can think of that thousands of slits are placed next to each other. And there is not only one slit. ऐसी कोई एक slit नहीं है. There is a pattern of these slits. Okay. What is the order of gap? The order between the separation between these two atoms is of the order of angstroms. So what should be the order of wavelength? Let us say 10 angstrom or so, right? What should be the light which have this wavelength?
Sir, close to X-rays.
So if we emit X-ray on, if we incident X-ray on the solid crystals, then we can see a diffraction pattern. That may be on the other side if X-ray pass through it. That may be on the same side also. If we are looking at the reflection of the X-ray, यदि आप transmitted side में देख रहे हैं, then it will be on the other side. If you see the behavior of reflecting X-ray, then it will be on the same side. So you are supposed to see diffraction pattern on this side. Transmitted side में आपको कब मिलेगा? When you use a very thin film of solid crystal. यदि आप solid crystal की छोटी सी thin film use करेंगे. So if you use a thin film, transparent side has more intensities. Reflected side does not have that much intensity. Reflected side में intensity उतनी नहीं मिलेगी. But if your solid is the width of solid is quite big, यदि width बहुत ज़्यादा है, then in the transmitted side you will get less intensity. You will get more intensity in the reflected side. Reflection में आपको ज़्यादा intensity मिलेगा, transmission में कम. Okay. So this is, once we get the diffraction pattern, obviously we will get some distribution of intensity. हमको कोई distribution मिलेगा intensities का. And from that pattern we can figure out many things. Like this pattern depends on the size of the slit. ये pattern जो है depend करता है slit के size पर. So I mean by performing this diffraction, we can find the separation between the atoms. Okay. So this is something which we cannot see through the microscope very easily, but using X-ray diffraction, we can get the estimate of the distance. We cannot use X-ray in the microscope. आपको पता है X-ray microscope में नहीं use की जा सकती. So if we want to measure something which has the order of X-ray, this is one very good technique. The idea look easy, but it is not that easy. Why? Let me again draw this crystal. So what is the pattern of slit here? You may say that the slits are arranged in this way. But is it the only arrangement? I can say that slits are arranged in this way also. Or in other words, what is the slit width that you will get through the diffraction? आपको कौन सा width मिलेगा when you incident X-ray on it? This or this? In fact, there are many such spacings. ये तो simple case है. You are getting only two types of distances. In a complicated systems, you can get as many as possible. Okay. So you can see we cannot apply theory of diffraction directly. I mean, we just cannot take it from optics and apply directly here. Things are somewhat complicated here. So before we come to this diffraction part, we need to understand various directions, various planes in the lattice. हम diffraction पे बात करें उससे पहले हमें जरूरी है ये समझना कि एक लैटिस के अंदर कितनी तरह की डायरेक्शंस, कितनी तरह के प्लेन्स आप बना सकते हैं. Okay. So we will come to diffraction later, but right now I am going to discuss this part. Planes or directions in a lattice. So directions means, I mean, you can say that let us first talk about lines. If I say what is the direction of this line, there are many answers like horizontal or like along x-axis, or if you want to talk about in numbers, you can say a line which is connecting 0, 0 and 1, 0. Okay. If I say what is the direction of this line, vertical or along y-axis, there are many answers. If I say what is the direction of this line, again there are many answers. It is making some angle theta from the horizontal, it is making some angle phi from the vertical, or it is some line which is connecting 0, 0 and any other point, let us say 2, 3. Okay. So there are many approaches. Which one should we choose? So for lines, we have one very simple, very intuitive approach like this. Let me draw some lines, draw some grid first. Let us say this is a grid, something like a graph paper. Okay. And line is passing through this point. What about this line, and so on? So all the lines are passing through one common point, 0, 0. One very intuitive style of showing this direction is look at the first point where you get both the coordinates integer. Let us say this line OA. As you proceed from 0, 0, you can see at this point both the coordinates are integer. What is the x coordinate? 2. What is the y coordinate? 1. So you can say this is 2, 1 line. Okay. What is this OB line? So start from 0 and you can see here we get both the coordinates integer. So you can say this is 1, 1 line. Okay. What about this OC? So you start from 0 and you can see you get first integer here. I mean both the coordinates are integer here. X is equal to 2, y is equal to x is equal to 1, y is equal to 2. So that's how we can uh, represent the lines. So if someone asks me to draw 2, 1 line, I can easily draw that line. Okay. What about planes now? So now I have a 3D lattice, and in 3D lattice, let us say, obviously it is not easy to draw a lattice. Let me still try. Something like this. So I mean a lattice like this. So I just made a series of blocks in all directions. Obviously that diagram is not good looking. So at each corner we have a atom. So atoms are at each corner. Here we have atom. Here we have atom. We have atom here. Okay. Now, like in 2D plane, we have lines passing through the points. In 3D plane, we can have planes passing through this point, through these points. Like one possible plane is this. This is, let us say, x-axis. This is, let us say, y-axis. This is z-axis. We can have this plane. This plane is perpendicular to x-axis. I mean this. This is in all direction. ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ इन 6 points को cover कर रहा है. How do I represent this plane? How do I write this plane? How do I say that this plane is perpendicular to x-axis? Or we can have this plane also. Perpendicular to y, perpendicular to z. We can have inclined plane also, something like this. It is not perpendicular to any of the axes. It is cutting at all axes, right? It is inclined at some angle. So what is the technique to represent these planes? Can you suggest anything? Anything similar to the concept of lines? जैसे lines को represent किया गया है using these numbers. Can we represent many planes inside a lattice? Can I use these intercepts to represent planes? Let us say this intercept is 2. Let us say this intercept is 3. This is 1. So can I say 2, 3, 1 is equivalent to this plane?
A normal is also required.
Yes. So there are many methods are here. I mean, if you say that these are the intercepts along the axis, I mean, if you give me the intercepts along the axis, I can redraw that plane. Okay. So let me write the possible approaches. Intercepts along axis. Second, normal of a plane. What is normal of a plane? Is a line. And we know how to represent direction of a line. Line की direction हमको पता है कैसे represent की जाती है. Okay. And there can be many other approaches. But which one should we prefer here? हमें कौन सा choose करना है इसमें से? It depends on what exactly do we need for experimental purpose. So let us go back. Like here, we can have these planes. I mean, perpendicular to x-axis, right? Can you please tell me what is the intercept on the axis? क्या आप बता सकते हैं इनका एक्सिस पर क्या इंटरसेप्ट है? So this is x-axis, y-axis is this, z-axis is this. So one thing is sure that these planes are perpendicular to x-axis, but we do not know the intercept. Why? We do not know where is the origin. हमको नहीं पता origin कहाँ है. Can we put, is there any particular point which we can use as origin? क्या कोई particular point है जो origin की तरह से use किया जा सकता है? I can use this atom as origin. I can use, मैं इसको origin की तरह से use कर सकता हूँ. I can use this as origin also. इसको भी origin बना सकते हैं. All atoms have same property, right? If I use this as origin, this plane has intercept at 1, this plane has intercept at 2. इसको origin रखते हैं, ये -1 पे intercept करता है, ये -2 पे करता है. If you use this origin, this intercept at 1, ये 0 पर, ये -1 पर. So it depends on our choice. So intercept is one good example, but you can see the numbers will keep on changing depending on the choice of our origin. Numbers change करते रहेंगे हमारे origin की choice पर. Whereas the result, whatever we are getting, जो भी आपको finally graph intensity मिलेगा, that is fixed, वो fix है. So we should have a system which does not change with the choice of origin. हमें कोई ऐसा number system choose करना है जिसमें ये number change ना हो. So this is one good approach, but not good for physical for all physical requirement. What about this? This looks quite useful. Why? What is the direction of the normal? It is this, right? And it is same for all plane. ये सभी plane के लिए same ही है. All the planes which are parallel to these planes. वो सारे plane जो इन planes के parallel हैं, सबके लिए एक ही direction है. It does not change. Okay. So we will use this second approach. Normal of a plane. And how do we find the normal? Normal कैसे पता करते हैं हम? Do you know the normal of this plane, which have intercept 2, 3 and 1 along the axis? So the methods to represent the plane is this, and this method is called Miller indices. What are Miller indices? Miller indices is this. So let me choose some coordinate system, although it has no meaning. Coordinate system का कोई meaning है नहीं. You can choose any point as origin. So I choose any one of the point as origin. Let me call this x is x, this is y, this is z. Okay. So we have one atom here. यहाँ पे तो एक atom है ही. And we have atoms everywhere here. इस पूरे universe में, I mean, in this coordinate system, we have lattice points. Let us talk about this plane. So we have a plane which have intercept A on x-axis, which have intercept B on y-axis, which has intercept C on z-axis. So the intercept here is A, intercept here is B, intercept here is C. Okay. So obviously this plane will pass through some lattice point. कुछ lattice points इसमें होंगे भी. How do I represent the orientation of this plane? इस plane का orientation कैसे represent किया जाए? Steps are this. Divide the length, divide the intercept by the size of unit cell in that direction. What does it mean? It has this meaning. So let me draw some lattice points here. So lattice points are there in 3D space. Lattice point 3D space में है. Okay, I'm just drawing lattice point in the xy plane only. Okay, the unit cell look like this. यदि unit cell आपको देखना है वो इस तरीके का दिखेगा. It have this much size along x-axis. X-axis along इतना size है. Y के along let us say it has this much size. Y के along इतना size है. Z के along इतना है. This is the size of unit cell. So what is the length along A? So first of all, what is the length of unit cell along A? Size of unit cell along x-axis. Let us say it is A naught. Means this length is A naught. Along y-axis, B naught. Along c-axis, z-axis, it is C naught. The question is, how many unit cells are there up to this point x, up to this point A? यहाँ तक कितनी unit cells आ चुकी हैं? The answer is the plane is at a distance of A and one unit cell takes size A naught. So I can say that the first intercept, the intercept along x-axis, right? AY A naught unit cells ahead. मान लीजिए A आपका है 8 nanometer. Let us say A is 8 nanometer. The size of unit cell along x-axis is 2 nanometer. It simply means that this intercept is 4 unit cells away from the origin. Okay. If A is, let us say, 8.5 nanometer, A naught is 2. What is the answer? The first intercept is 4.25 unit cells away from the origin. So we are measuring this distance in unit of unit cells. जो distance हम measure कर रहे हैं वो किसी नैनोमीटर मीटर में measure ना करके we are measuring it with respect to the size of unit cells. कितने unit cells चल करके हमको intercept मिलता है. What is the cut along y-axis? So let me call it A prime, which is A upon A naught. Similarly, B prime is B by B naught. C prime is C by C naught. Okay. Second step is take inverse of these. इनका inverse करेंगे क्या होगा? We got this number 1 upon A prime, 1 upon B prime, 1 upon C prime. Third is convert them to the smallest set of integers. So we multiply it with some number. Let us say that number is n, so that we get n upon A, n upon B, n upon C, such that all three are integer. किसी एक ऐसे नंबर से मल्टीप्लाई कीजिए कि ये तीनों ही इंटीजर बन जाए.
Sir, n upon a prime, right?
Yes, n upon a prime. Yes, sorry. Okay. And we say now these numbers as h, k, l. And they are, just give me some time. They are enclosed in a one particular type of yes. These are represent in this way, and these are called Miller indices. What is the properties of this number? These are same for all parallel plane. क्या मतलब हुआ इस बात का? If I draw another plane, यदि मैं एक दूसरा plane draw करूं, which is parallel to this, इसी के parallel हो, I mean this plane, the intercept of these planes are different. इसके intercepts अलग होंगे, but mirror indices are same. For these planes, intercepts are different. I mean A, B, C are different. A prime, B prime, C prime are different. So let this A, B, C are different. A naught, B naught, C naught is fixed. A prime, B prime, C prime are different for these two planes. Prime variable अलग होगा दोनों के लिए. Obviously their inverse will be different. 1 upon A prime, 1 upon B prime, 1 upon C prime is different for these two planes. But in third step, when you convert them to nearest integer, these numbers are same. ये number same रहेगा. Okay. So they have different intercepts, but Miller indices are same. Okay. So if you change your origin, यदि आप origin change करेंगे भी, it means that you are changing the intercept. आपने intercepts की value change कर दी, but still your Miller indices will not change. आपकी Miller indices change नहीं करेंगी. And those who are aware of 3D geometry, जिन्होंने 3D geometry पढ़ी है, they can realize that these numbers are proportional to normal of the plane. ये number plane के normal line के proportional ही है. So that is the usefulness of Miller indices. The Miller indices does not depend on the choice of origin. Miller indices इस पे depend नहीं करते कि आपने origin कहाँ choose किया है. Okay. These are dimensionless. ये dimensionless numbers हैं. क्यों dimensionless हैं? Because we have divided by the dimension of the unit cell. We are working in terms of dimensionless numbers. हमने first step में ही dimensions kill कर दी थी. Okay. So these are some pure numbers without any dimensions. So now if I know these numbers, if I have a plane, I can calculate these numbers. If I know these numbers, how do I calculate? How do I find the plane? Just go it opposite way.
Go in reverse.
Yes. So HKL are Miller indices. Okay. This is step 0. This is given to you. Step 1 is inverse them. What we get? 1 upon H, 1 upon K, 1 upon L. Step 3 or step 2, multiply with the size of unit cell. What is the size along x-axis? It is a naught, so a naught upon h. Along the size, it is b naught, so b naught upon k. Along the z-axis, it is c naught upon l. What are these numbers? These numbers are intercept along axis. Okay, now you know the intercepts along axis, you can easily create the plane. Okay, so this is
So-
x-axis. 1 minute. So take a naught by
Okay.
h distance from here, take b naught by k distance from here, take c naught by l. This is the plane. Yes.
Sir, you had multiplied with the number n to make them integer. What about that number?
What happened to that? उसका क्या हुआ?
Yes, sir.
Yes, उसको भी cover करेंगे. We will come to that point also. And just note one thing. This n is not arbitrary. ये n ऐसा नहीं आपने कुछ भी रख दिया. Multiply with a number so that you get the smallest set of integer. आपको smallest set of integer मिले. So now let me give you some example and then I'll tell you what happens to n. n वाला step का क्या हुआ यहाँ पर. So if I give you this plane, 1 0 0 plane, what is this plane? Can you identify?
Sir,
this is
x-axis.
This is y-axis, z-axis. So h is 1, k is 0, l is 0. 1 upon h, 1 upon k, 1 upon l are. And what is the lattice? Lattice is simple cubic lattice. So what are the intercepts? Along x-axis, how much is the intercept? Simple cubic lattice means lengths are a, along all three dimensions. So what is the intercept along x-axis? A upon h, which is a. Intercept along y-axis, a by 0, infinite. Intercept along z-axis, infinite. So it has a intercept along x-axis and it will cut y-axis as infinite. It will cut z-axis at infinite. So this is the plane. It will never ever touch y-axis. Y-axis को z-axis को कभी touch ही नहीं करेगा. And not only this plane, all such planes which are parallel to this plane, all have similar indices. सबका मिलर indices same है. Okay. So all these planes are 1 0 0 plane. Okay. Similarly, 0 1 0 planes are. So these planes are perpendicular to x-axis, parallel to yz plane. What about 0 1 0 plane? These planes are perpendicular to y-axis, parallel to xz plane. Okay. Similarly, 0 0 1. What about this plane? One 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 plane. So what is the intercept along axis? Axis के along intercept क्या होंगे इनके? A upon 1 is along x-axis. A upon 1 is along y-axis. A upon 1 is along z-axis, right? So what is that plane? ये किस plane को show करता है? Equal intercepts along all three axes. So a plane like this. Okay. Now let me come to your point. What happens to n? N का क्या हुआ? So let us generate some mirror indices, and once we get mirror indices, let us reconstruct the plane. पहले मिलर इंडिसेस बनाते हैं और फिर मिलर इंडिसेस से वापस प्लेन बनाते हैं. Okay. So plane is given, plane to Miller indices. Let us say plane is this. X-axis, Y-axis, Z-axis. Unit cell is simple cubic, means all lengths are equal. Size 1 मान लेते हैं for convenience only. Let us say plane is cutting X-axis at 1 unit. So the plane cut X-axis at 1 unit, the plane cut Y-axis at 2 units. Here, plane cut Z-axis at 3 units, like here. Okay. So this is the plane. So this intercept is equal to 2 unit cell. This intercept is equal to 3 unit cell. This intercept is equal to 1, 2, 3. 1 unit cell, 2 unit cell, 3 unit cells. Okay. So A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, A naught is 1, B naught is 1, C naught is 1. A prime is 1, B prime is 2, C prime is 3. Inverse them 1 upon 1, 1 upon 2, 1 upon 3. What are the Miller indices now? Miller indices क्या होंगे इनके? Convert them to smallest set of integer. So multiply it with which number?
Sir, 6.
So 6, 3,
6, 3, 2.
6, 3, 2. These are HKM. Okay. So if I give you any plane, in this way you can calculate the Miller indices. Now we know the Miller indices. Let us calculate the plane from it. Okay. Miller indices to plane.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, here we got 1 by 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 3. No, sir.
Yes.
Sir, in case we get 1 by pi, 1 by e, 1 by root.
1 by 5. Say it again.
Sir, 1 by pi, sir.
1 upon pi. So you are getting some irrational number, huh?
Yes, sir. 1 by pi, 1 by e, 1 by root 2.
So we cannot convert them to integer, right? And how will you find any irrational number? Experimentally, you can never ever get irrational number. यदि आप experimentally कुछ generate करते हैं, then you will never ever get any irrational number. आपको कभी भी irrational number नहीं मिलेगा. Whenever you do any measurement, your number is clipped by the accuracy of the machine. आपका जो भी नंबर है वो क्लिप करता है आपकी मशीन की एक्यूरेसी की वजह से. It has a limit. So practically, I don't see any problem. Theoretically, you can say yes, that may be the distance, and in that case, I think in that case you won't be able to find Miller indices. So theoretically, there are challenges, but for all practical purpose, I don't see any problem. Right? For example, if you are doing diffraction, यदि आप diffraction करेंगे, you will see some intensity pattern. आपको भी intensity pattern मिलेगा. And from there, when you calculate, you are not going to get any irrational number. आपको irrational number नहीं मिलना है. आपको रेशनल नंबर ही मिलेगा एंड देयरफॉर यू आर सेफ इन दैट सेंस. You can ask why are we looking for integers only? आप ये पूछ सकते हैं कि integers क्यों हम देखना चाह रहे हैं. There is no interest in integer numbers. Integer numbers सिर्फ convenience के लिए. यदि यहाँ पे real numbers भी होते then you can find the plane. आप plane को तब भी पता कर सकते हैं. You can find the plane from these numbers also. Okay. So it is not like that if you don't get integer numbers, यदि आपको integer number नहीं भी मिलते हैं then also you can find the plane. Plane तो आपको तब भी मिल जाएगा. But obviously it is not very intuitive to write real numbers. जैसे आप पीछे आइए, in this case, I can say I can use this point to represent the line. मैं इस point को भी तो line को represent करने के लिए use कर सकता हूँ. What is this point? 3.3 and 1.6. I am not wrong. गलती तो मेरी अभी भी नहीं है. But you can see this number is not good looking, whereas 2.1 is a very good looking number. Okay. So integers numbers just for interest only, just for convenience only. So if you have a rational number, it simply means that you won't get integer, but you can still find the plane. Plane आपको तब भी मिल जाएंगे. So now I have Miller indices here 632. So how do I find plane from here? Just invert them. 1 by 6, 1 by 3, 1 by 2. Multiply with the size of unit cell. The size is 1. So we have this intercept. 1 by 6, 1 by 3, 1 by 2. Is it the same plane? क्या ये वही plane है जिससे हमने शुरुआत की थी? So the plane that we choose is this 1, 2, 3, and the plane that we get back is this 1 by 6, 1 by 3, 1 by 2. क्या ये same plane है?
Yes, sir.
They are same plane. You can see if you plot this plane, this is perpendicular
Yes,
to
sir.
previous plane. Okay. See, Miller indices is not a property of one particular plane. Miller indices किसी एक plane का नहीं होता है. It is family of parallel planes. वो parallel planes की family को represent करता है. So this is the plane that you got now. What is this length? 1 by 6. What is this length? 1 by 3. What is this length? 1 by 2. Okay. So you do not have to worry about the integer part. इसलिए आपको integer part के बारे में सोचने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. Okay. So this is all about Miller indices. What is the time? So I'm not going to continue further. We'll start from next class now. Any doubt here? So at your home, just practice some plane. You can draw as many plane as you want. Like we can have this plane. We can have this plane. So this plane is parallel to y-axis. ये y-axis के parallel है. We can have any kind of plane. Okay. Just try to write down Miller indices for all such planes. And once you get Miller indices, let us try to get back planes from those indices. Okay. So in the next class, we will discuss how do we get diffraction pattern from these planes. Now we know how to represent the plane. अब हमको पता है plane कैसे represent करते हैं. Second task is how do we find diffraction pattern out of these planes? Because for this lattice, so that for these X-ray, the slits are maybe like this, and the slits are maybe like this also. Okay, so we will get a very complicated pattern here. जो diffraction pattern आपको मिलेगा, it may be result of these slits, it may be result of this inclined slits also. वो इन slits से भी तो आ सकता है. Actually, it comes from all types of slit. वो सभी slits का combination ही होता है. So we have a very strange looking, very complicated pattern, but we can get all the relevant quantities from that pattern. Okay. Do you know this word? X-ray diffractometry or XRD in shorthand. Have you heard this word before?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Whenever you make something, let us say you are trying to make a battery of new type, or let us say you are trying to make some new element, some new chemical. How will you ensure that you have made that product? आप कैसे कंफर्म करेंगे कि आपने जो सोचा था वही बना है, कुछ और नहीं बन गया है? This machines tell you. We have one setup in our campus. एक setup हमारे campus में है. The head of department, Dr. Naresh Kumar, is in charge of this. So if you are interested, you can see that machine. You can see the working of that machine. It is right there in our campus. ये हमारे campus में है. And this is a quite costly machine. The cost is around 1 crore or so. Okay. So if you get opportunity, obviously you are not allowed right now in the campus, but whenever you get the time, you can have a look at it. XRD is one very common, very useful, and available almost everywhere in every institution.